welcome back to the video. I'm just doing another video about the Honda Pioneer, and I'm talking about some accessories that we have added to it. And I guess like maybe this will help you guys if you're wondering if certain things go with other things. So I think I'll start with the back part here. I know we were thinking of a solution to kind of try to seal the cab here, and we ended up getting the fabric back window, and we didn't want the solid window because we figure this has more flexibility if we ever need to maybe get something big in here, like maybe a piece of wood, and we have to like run it through the tarp or something. The fixed one would only have like a smaller window, so it's just more flexible with this, and gives us more options. And this is a Honda made product. And then we got the an isolator as well. So we hooked up both batteries now. It's running on it's still running on the one main battery over here, but for the amount of accessories that we've added, we added another battery. And this is where we ended up putting the isolator, because there isn't a ton of room under here. This is the isolator for the winch, so if the winch wasn't here, we probably would have put it here, but since we have the winch, we ended up putting it back here. I'm not sure if that's where we should have put it, but that's where we did end up having it go, and it's working good for us. This isn't from Honda, our local dealership. This is a marine isolator, so it has 3 posts, and I believe the one from Honda only has 2. And so we were able to figure out how to hook this up. It's a little challenging. It took us quite a while to do this, but we eventually got it all set up. And then inside the cab we added some lights here, so I can take the camera and show you guys. This is a battery operated, and this is going to be our interior light, so just one switch, different modes. This is blinking mode as well, and that's to help shine down on this dash when it is nighttime. This is the interior light that came from Honda, but it's just a little light down there is what you saw in the last video, and it doesn't really do anything in the dark. So we got a light here, kind of shines, help us see. And then we also installed a light back here. This will be a side light, so maybe if we're checking calves or you just need to see beside us in the dark, we can. This is a light on the back, so this is like kind of our backup light, if you will, and another side light. So we have 3 extra lights that we wired in. These are off the battery isolator. So these 2 on the side, they're on their switch, and then the one in the back is on its own switch. Putting the switches here where just above the couple. That seemed like the best spot for us. And then in the back here, these 2 are the only accessories that we added that weren't from Honda, because the Honda bed extender wasn't quite what we wanted. I think it's kind of like it cuts off the corners, and we want a full square box. And their bed liner in here too is like super thick and really heavy, which is good if that's what you want, but we want to be able to remove this easily and then use those back seats back there. And so we're able to do this with this. There's a company from the US called Rough Country, and they made this, and they made the bed extender. And when we were looking at purchasing this bed extender, we weren't sure how strong it was going to be, because there was 2 that we were looking at. And so if you want to see here, I unfolded it from the sides here, and then I just have to lift up kind of with my knee sort of, and then slide into both those bolts, and it's locked in. And we weren't sure if this is going to be strong enough, but we think it is. this like in the pictures of like, look, it's not super thick metal, but we think it's strong enough to handle a mineral tub or something like that. Well, maybe not a mineral tub, because all that's holding us up is the bolts in here, so it might be like a salt block or something. But we are impressed with this. This is gonna work good for this. The directions, I guess, for putting this on, like, it wasn't super clear. Like they did the best they could. It didn't exactly match this model, but figured it out eventually. And the one thing, when you close this tailgate, so when you're using this mat here, so without the mat, there's this hole here, I guess, on both sides, and that's where this guy slides into when it's folded up. But because we have the mat here, like the first time we closed it, it was really hard because it had to cut the mat. So you could do that by hand, or we didn't do anything and it did this on its own, and it's worked fine. Got its own mat, it's where it needs to be. No measurements were needed to do that. And lift up, pop it out of the holes. These guys kind of interlock, sort of. Kind of just need to slab it in, push it down, open this up, and it's just kind of a rolling motion just to keep it going. Both sides closed like this. Now the bed mat, it fixed pretty good, except the box it came in was like this was all rolled up like this, and the box it came in was super small, and so it's still, I guess, hasn't quite folded it out yet, and like that corner over there is a little bent too. So, but I guess I don't know how else you would package it and bring it over. Those are the accessories that we have added. We weren't sure if this was going to work with the closed-in doors, because all the videos we saw, they just had the stock doors on them. But it does work. It is definitely tight. You have to like slide it through the metal here. You might have to. But you could loosen these bolts up, and then you'd have a little more room between the roll bar and to get the little fabric by. But yeah, everything works good. And one thing I keep forgetting to do is the bed. Everything still works. So with the tarp down there, everything still opens. It doesn't reach those lights. Those lights just miss it. The bed liner does stay in. It doesn't come forward as well. And to put it down, same as usual. Lock it in. The door's still open. Everything still works how it's supposed to. And got no complaints about it. It starts really good when it's cold as well. Might have been around like minus 15, minus 20, and just had to like prime the fuel pump a couple times, and it starts right up. It's never gave us any trouble with that, and we're impressed with it. We're excited to use it on the farm. It's the only thing that hasn't came yet. We might think about this hole up here. This also isn't from Honda, but we wanted just to help seal the cab a little bit more, and we might paint this black or something, put something black over top of it, just so it matches everything else in the cab. And the bumper still hasn't came yet. We got a bigger bumper because we're going to be using this for cattle, so we don't want a good bumper on it. There's another thing that we're going to be making for it, for catching calves as well. So there might even be a video about that too. It'll have a lot of uses, this machine. Yeah, I think that's the video. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this helped.